Good day, beautiful souls. This is maybe my third attempt to try to make this video. I'm trying to figure out what I was going to say. God speaks to me sometimes, and I forget until the time is right to repeat it. And God was speaking to me earlier, and I'm trying to remember. Excuse me. I'm trying to remember what exactly He was saying. And I might get back on track probably pretty soon. Excuse me. It's beautiful weather. Wow. I always love it when the summertime and the springtime comes in. Green starts to get back on the trees and the grass starts to turn greener, and it just looks so much beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. Excuse me. I was talking to somebody. I'm trying to remember what all I said. So I may have made this video. I don't know. I'm kind of on track now. But I had made a post talking about where the Bible says we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers, rulers of the underworld or the dark world. And I think I feel that a lot of people don't completely understand that Bible verse. And God has spoken to me before about it. I remember reading it. It's funny because this has always been a scripture that's kind of stuck out to me for a long time. Even as a child, it stuck out to me. It's funny how certain scriptures stick out to me when I'm younger, and it falls into the path that I'm on. It's really weird. Even as a child, I'd have certain verses that stuck out to me. And now that I'm on my journey, my spiritual journey, I'm finding myself running into this Bible verse that's going along with my life. It's very strange how the road leads to that from way back when I was younger. But we got two main rulers in the world, two main forces in the world, good and evil. Of course, God's over everything, right? And then He made the devil, the enemy, the destroyer, the ruler of this world, this earth plane. And there are two things that are going on. There's two voices, the good and evil. And what direction are you going in mentally? Because flesh and blood is us, flesh and blood. We're going to die. When we die, this flesh and blood goes away, right? What goes along with that is our thoughts, flesh and blood. A lot of people, they'll seek help mentally, I guess a psychiatrist or a psychologist, however you want to look at it, psychology, because they just can't overcome this mental anguish that they have. It's every day, it won't go away. It's driving you absolutely insane, and it's controlling your life ultimately. And a lot of empaths suffer with a lot of mental anguish. They don't know, especially immature empaths, that don't really know their gift, really don't know they're even an empath. You're being torn between love and the world, and you know, it's you're a spiritual being, and the enemy, the destroyer, wants to use you too. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to use your gifts for his purposes. So you'll be torn. You'll be having two different voices going on there. And I'm sorry if I'm dragging on, or if I'm so I'm kind of trying to speak from the Spirit and not me, if you understand, flesh and blood. So yeah, so a lot of mental anguish, and you'll go see a psychologist, and you know, psychologists, they're trained more in the scientific aspect of it, I guess, and not the spiritual aspect of it. And I think there are some psychiatrists with an intuitive spiritual type vibe, which is they have those there. They do have those. This may fall in line with like energy healers or Reiki, Reiki practitioners seeking Reiki help. But anyway, so you go see this psychiatrist and you'll do your thing. I've never seen a psychiatrist, but they'll diagnose you with a mental disorder. They got to put a label on it, which is all man-made. Man-made labels. It's what it really is you have an attachment, and this attachment is called schizophrenia. This attachment is called being bipolar, depressed, fearful, sad. Anytime that you are down negatively, fear, depression, sadness, those are very low. It's very low. You're in hell, pretty much. Is what you're doing is you're living your life in hell. And that's what the demons, that's what they want. They want to keep you there. They hate love. They hate God. God was love, and they hate that. And they want to destroy it in every way possible. And it's inside of you. Love is inside of you. We were born to love, and we're taught to hate. Christ is in us all. He's our Father. It's in all of us. Some of us choose not to go in that direction. But Christ is in all of us. And the enemy doesn't like love. He doesn't want to participate. This is why marriages are being destroyed, because the demon gets itself involved in that relationship. You argue or fight, and that demon is attracted to that vibration, that negative vibration. It attaches itself to that marriage, and now its main purpose is destroy your love that you guys got for each other. That's what it does. This is what the underworld does, the darkness, the rulers of the dark world. This is what they do. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers, demons. Principalities and powers are demons. They're on the 7 list of angels. I think seraphim is the first one, and cherubim, and so on and so on. But the demons, they're at the bottom of the list. The demons, the evil ones. So I made this post, and I feel that it's only going to be meant for those who believe it, understand it. And there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to get what I'm saying. They don't know. It's people and humans, and they put a label on themselves by calling themselves a Christian because they believe. And I'm not judging anybody, but I see how it is. It's pretty obvious. But they are living a life thinking because they pray or they read the Bible or they go to church that they're protected, that they will go to heaven because they were taught that. And they get themselves into a church and they go by the rules and the regulations and go along with what they say, and you'll get to heaven. You don't need to seek a man for that purpose. God is already there, right? You don't need to seek a man. He'll give you all the answers you need. God is love. Be careful where your mind is going, what direction it's going in. If you're always down and miserable and depressed, maybe think about other things, other aspects. My heart's been fluttering like crazy. Like, it's very strange. I'm over here at my son's school, getting ready to pick him up. I don't even know what time it is. I love you guys. I wanted to describe heaven. I'm gonna try to make it quick. I'm gonna try to describe heaven. Bear with me. And I show people, I teach people this. I talk to people about this. And when I say teach, I mean ultimately, it doesn't come from me. It comes from God, right? Everybody in heaven. Let me add to this. Okay, I might even talk more about the different dimensions. Let's say, for instance, right? Everybody in heaven is going to be emitting love. So the world now that we live in, this earth plane that we live in, is very negative. If we're around negative people, it weighs us down. We start to become negative. It's kind of a disease, right? I was going somewhere with this. I lost my train of thought. So you're around negativity, and what happens is you admit that negativity into the world, right? And everybody's going to be affected by this negativity. So it'll be it'll go to somebody else. The negative will manifest to somebody else, and then you'll put that negative back out into the world, and so on and so on and so on. You see it all the time now. This is supposed to be becoming more and more, right? More hate, more negativity. This is how it's supposed to be. So in this earth plane, there's a lot of negative, but there's love here. There's peace, right? You can find that on this earth plane. You're not going to always stay depressed, right? It's the in-between stage between hell and heaven, right? The higher you go, everybody's going to be love. Everybody's going to be admitting love. You'll admit love to one person, you'll admit it to another person, and then another person, and then another person. This is how it's going to be in heaven. Everybody's going to be affected by that love and the light. And then you see this earth plane right between hell and heaven, because it's great and slowly gets worse and worse, right? Earth plane, and then hell. Right? So high love, heaven, love, peace, kindness, joy, long suffering. Up here in heaven, all the positive emotions and frequencies. Right? And my heart. And then as you go down into this frequency here of love, of the world and the earth, it gets staticky, and it's like turning that radio station, right? And it's staticky. You haven't quite got to the station. So earth is the static. And then you tune it, and there's the station that you were looking for on the higher channels, right? Up here, everything's tuned in. You're tuned in to love. So heaven is going to be perfect. Everybody's going to be loving everybody. It's just going to be great. Earth, depression, sadness, fear, anger. It's funny because when I started to, ascend, started cleaning myself out, I got a lot of ringing in the ears. It makes sense, because if you're healing yourself, and I don't know why this eye is red, I don't know, but as you're healing yourself of any negatives, you're rising, you're coming out of this earth plane. So in the process of coming out, it's staticky, and you're changing frequencies, right? And in that process, your ears will ring. So if your ears are still ringing a lot, don't be discouraged, because you're working your way up. You're still healing yourself. The ringing in the ears will subside. Once you go higher, it won't be as often. Now, you might experience ringing in the ears every once in a while. As long as it's not constant, because if it's constant, then you're going down. So hell is going to be no love, no peace, no hope, nothing. There's going to be none of that. It's going to be all hate, all fearful, all depressed, all sad, everything low. low emotions below the earth. 3 stages: hell, earth, heaven. It's funny when I meditate and I start to disconnect from my mind, my conscious mind, meaning my thoughts. I get out of my thoughts. It's very strange because during the process of meditation, I kind of always look straight. I never look down. I just kind of look straight. I'm just kind of chilled, right? And I'm battling my thoughts, trying to shut them down. And then as I am, light comes in. Typically you'll see a light. My eyes are open. Typically see a light come in and some colors and some swirling. Typically I'll see my kundalini start to rise. I'll see it swirling colors just like this, and it goes upwards. It's pretty wild. It goes upwards. I see this in the colors of all the chakras. My head will start to rise uncontrollably, because what I'm doing is I'm getting out of this dimension. I never start in hell. Like, it's always on this earth, just flat. And as I'm getting out of it, my head will start to rise. And eventually it'll be so high. I've had it so much so that my head will ping, because I'm trying to go as high as I possibly can, and I can't. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody spanking a child. But anyway, it's funny because I can be up here and I'm out. I'm gone. I will start to think. This is weird because I'll start to get into my mind. Maybe my mind start interrupting me, and I'll see my head will slowly go down, and then I'll go back out of it. Sometimes I'll do this number, like I'm in between conscious and subconscious. My head will just jerk, and eventually I'll just go up. I'm done. Like I'm in the outer world, so I'm looking down at myself. But it's pretty wild. So I'm always this is where I'm at in my life now. I'm always loving. I'm always kind. I don't want to hurt anybody. That's not what I want to do. I want to share my love. That's what I want to do. The world needs it, and I love having the opportunity to share that with other people, trying to be a light for other people. I see where I'm supposed to be going. I can see what's supposed to be happening. I can see where this road's going to end. I'm very much aware of where the enemy is at while I'm on my path. I see him. I can feel him. I know he's there. And ignore the devil and he shall flee. I've got the devil after me. No demon. I've actually got the devil after me. He knows where I'm going. He knows where this road ends. Why he still tries, I don't know, but he tries. I guess that's his job to do that. And as a chosen one, you will have that same thing. The devil will attack you. He will try everything to keep you down, because you're supposed to help others, other chosen ones, because all are called and few are chosen. So we will be called to the other chosens in the world to help them. All right, guys, I love you. I hope this video made sense. I hope you watch it. But Godspeed.